Hey, BassGeek here, and I may be the first YouTube channel to talk about this bait, but there is so much more that comes with it. That's right, geeks. Listen, I've got a bait that has just come out. I think it came out at the very first of this month, and I haven't seen anybody talking about it, so I know they're keeping it a secret. And I've seen some videos of this bait from the company that we're going to talk about today, and it is incredible. If you have schooling bass, you better have these baits. It's not, when you see it, just remember, it is not what you think it is. I'm going to give you a sneak peek, but first, we're going to talk about a huge delivery from Damiki Baits. Now listen, the last time I talked about Damiki and I did any sort of product showcase for them, a bunch of you geeks out there said you didn't even realize they make this many baits. Yeah, they make the Vault, probably one of the best or the go-to for many of us when it comes to those blade baits or silver buddy style baits. And then the Armor Shad, the Jighead Minnow, or the Damiki rig. It's named after Damiki. It's where it all started, just in my area on South Holston, as a matter of fact. But they make so much more. And I want to share some of those baits with you that I use. If you watch the channel, if you're a true geek, if you're part of that 100% Watch Squad, and I love you geeks, you've seen a lot of this stuff. But gosh, dude, we got some cool stuff to show you. Look at this thing, geeks. They sent this to me. This has got a ton of stuff that I use, a ton of stuff that I've never tried. And by the way, I will share a video with you that I showed. If you guys love the BFS stuff, man, they make some of the best on the markets, from poppers to cranks, you name it, they've got it. But let me show you what's inside this crazy box. So I'm gonna start you out with the Vaults. They sent me several of these. Now they sent me these, bunches of these in this color. This is the 3/4 ounce. This is the 65. This is in it's either, I call it Halo, most of the time it's Holo Real Shad, and this is the Damiki Vault. Next up is the Holo Silver, a great one for smallmouth, chartreuse shad. And last but not least, Spot Black. Something else that they're famous for, the Damiki rig and the Jighead Minnow, is the Damiki Armor Shad. It's where it gets the name. It's really where it all started, and it started for me years ago. It's one of my go-tos. I do use several different minnow style baits, but it's one of my go-tos. It's been one of my go-tos for a long time, and it still works, even as pressured as the bass are today. This is one of my go-to sizes. Now, this is something that I tell you geeks to do all the time. Make sure you're matching that hatch with these things. Don't get stuck, especially in the summer and the fall. Don't get stuck throwing that 3-inch, throwing that finesse just because that's what everybody throws or that's what you're used to throwing. Cannot tell you how many times I've moved up in size and caught more and bigger bass. But these are the 3-inch right now. This is the Tennessee Shad, one of my favorites right here, Flash Shad. A great color here that I didn't know they had, and this is Pro Purple. One of my go-to colors all the time, American Shad. This is a sneaky good color, and this is Baby Bass. Another great color here, especially like today where we've got a little bit of cloud cover. This is Pro Blue Silver. Great color right here. I'm going to give you a little bit of tip on this one. Take you a line, a fine line, put a touch of chartreuse just below the dark blue on this bait. This is Red Pro Blue Pearl. And this is a great color for those smallmouth, especially in the spring and the fall and the winter. Now, I don't know what the SB stands for on here. I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's blue, but this is what I call electric blue chartreuse. Now, here's something a lot of you geeks may not know about. And these things, I kind of hate to show you because these things have kind of been a little bit of a secret. These are your deeper divers. I like, of course, where I fish a lot of clear water, a bait, especially a jerk bait that's going to dive a little deeper. These are the Abyss jerk baits. I love the small profile of these, but these are the 90s. And as it says on the box, they are an extreme power diver. This is real shad. This is black shiner. This is mossback. And this is great when the bluegill are on the bed. This is sunfish. Now you geeks have seen me talk about these. This is one of the most finesse swim baits on the market. It's got great tail action, but this, I'm going to show you this, is the 3-inch. This is the Armor Shad paddle tail. And I use these a whole lot when the shad are small, especially right after the shad spawn and I start seeing shad fry around a lot. This is flash shad. Again, that sneaky color, baby bass. Red, pro blue, pearl. And of course, blueback chartreuse. This may be one of the baits that you geeks didn't know they make, but they make a 4-inch size in that Armor Shad paddle tail, and it is still very finesse, but a slightly bigger profile. You should check these out. This is flash shad, American shad, Tennessee shad, white silver flake, blueback chartreuse. Again, that sneaky color, baby bass, pearl white. Last but not least, one of my favorite colors, pro blue silver. Now here's something I didn't know they made. I did not know they made a silent lipless crankbait. They make one with rattles in it also, which is great, but I am so excited about the silent version. And some of these colors are off the charts. This is the silent, and this is the blue holo spot. This is black and chrome, again, in a silent. These are, by the way, the trimmer 65s. These are, I think, a 1/2 ounce, so you're pretty much your standard size. Of course, you've got to have a red crawl. This little color right here, I'm super stoked about because it's translucent and silent. On the water I fish, I think it's going to be a killer in the spring, and that's soft shell. Now here is their lipless with rattles. This is the trimmer 65, and again, I believe this is a 1/2 ounce. This is red crawl, blue holo spot. And forgive me if I'm saying that wrong, it's H-O-L-O, so my hillbilly tends to get in the way of pronunciation of some, words. This is the soft shell. This is real shad. And last but not least, black chrome. I've been trying to get Damiki to send me some of these for a while now. It's one of my very favorite underspins. Brian Thrift, who I'm a huge fan of, is a huge fan of these underspins. Now, I did want them to send me, they make them up to some pretty big sizes. I really did want them to send me some of the bigger ones, and I am happy to say they did. This is the Damiki underspin. This is a 1 ounce 5/0 hook. This is the 3/4 3/0 hook version, 1/2 ounce 3/0 hook version, 3/8 3/0 hook version, and this is their 1/4 2/0 version. So geeks, I've been using this size for a long time. There are several times I'm out on Top Secret Lake P when I'm out here, and I can tell via my electronics down inside imaging that the shad that the bass are targeting are a little bit bigger, and they will not touch a 3-inch. So a lot of times you've got to move up to that 4, and sometimes that's not even big enough. You've got to move up to the 5-inch version. I cannot tell you how many times the 5-inch version of the Armor Shad has paid off. And not to mention, guys, it's a soft plastic jerk bait. You can do so much with these. It's the same thing basically as a fluke. So many things you can do with these. Now this is the white silver flake, pro purple American shad, Tennessee shad, This is Pro Blue Silver, Pearl White, Pro Blue Black. Don't sleep on that color. Pro Blue. That sneaky color again, baby bass. And this is what I caught my biggest smallmouth on, the 3-inch side, Smoke Black Silver. Now I'm saving this for last. This is brand new from Damiki. Like I said, I don't think any other YouTube channel, other than maybe their own, has talked or shown this. And if you haven't seen how well this thing swims, you better go over there or just watch this part right here, and you'll see exactly how good this is. Now we're gonna do a complete when, where, why, how to rig it. We're gonna do a how-to on this because it is incredible. If you have school and bass during the summer, if you have a herring spawn on the lake you live on, this bait is going to be your new best friend. This is the 7-inch Armor Shad. And trust me, it is not just a jerk bait. It does something a little different than all the other Armor Shads. But this is Tennessee Shad. This is Pro Blue Silver. This is Red Pro Blue Pearl. Straight Pro Blue. And this is Pearl White. Boys and girls, there you go. I told you, we're gonna do a how-to on it. You're gonna like this. The Damiki Armor Shad 7-inch. It's your money. All right, geeks, so that is the unboxing from Damiki. Listen, there will be a how-to on that 7-inch. It is coming. Trust me on this, you do not want to miss it. It is, I have no doubts that as we go through the summer, if you haven't already seen it, you will see it catching some big bass for us as they get grouped up. Now, stay to the end of this video. If you like the BFS stuff, along with a lot of other hard baits, and you don't know what all Damiki carries, there will be a video that I do an unboxing of a whole bunch of their stuff. We're talking about top quality, top notch baits. Don't miss out, guys. There's a reason why the Vault is so good, and there's a reason why the Armor Shad have been two of the best in their respective categories forever. Don't overlook a lot of those other baits, because a lot of people are catching bass on them and not telling you about it. Hey, questions, comments down in the comments section. Love the 100% Watch Squad, and as always, you geeks rock.